All right, I'm going to share my screen, desktop action. Okay, I think you can see my screen now, perhaps.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, yeah, fancy text edit right here. Yeah, so this is basically what we're going to try to get through today. I have this blank here because I just thought that we could only get through a few of it just for time. But the first session today, we were able to get through all of those. So yeah, the program we're going to be using today is Shotcut. So it's a free program from the internet, and I'll show you how to. I'm going to do everything step by step right here. So if you're coming in not knowing anything and not having the program, anything that I'm going to show you step by step. All right. So the first thing is what we're going to do is grab some example clips from our shared folders on Google Drive. So I think I've got everybody's Gmail address, and I think I've shared everybody with these folders, or at least this one folder, BH Plus Mobile Clips. And within that folder, there's a few other folders here. I added this BH in slate. So if you're following along, yeah, just go ahead. So double click on this. It'll open that up. And so this is just an inslate I created just to work with. And so how to get that is you'll just right click on it and then just say download. So that will just shoot out. And it'll, on Apple, it always opens up QuickTime Player, but here it is. So I'll just play it for you. It's a 6-second little something like that. So that's what it'll look like. I'm going to quit QuickTime Player. So now it's in my downloads over here. This will be a lot like a PC if you're on a Windows machine. Just go into your downloads. What I'll do now is go into my downloads and pull it from there and just put it on my desktop. That's kind of an easy way to kind of find it. I don't know, my desktop sometimes is really bloated with a bunch of stuff. So, whatever makes sense to you for organizing, you could create a folder there and throw them into folders, in which we'll go into that too. So once you've got the inslate here, we'll back out and go back into the BH Plus mobile clips, and we'll go back into the one we did the other day. It was 11/24/20 tester clips. So double click on that. It'll open up. A few of you sent in some example stuff. There's some really good stuff in here. The main thing is, just to shoot horizontal and keep it framed up and nice and steady. And yeah, 1080 is the flavor we want. If you get anything bigger than that, then it's just going to take so much time to upload and process. So anyway, moving on, we've got right here, there's two folders in here. Claire sent hers in. Look how organized she is. She created a folder and put hers in there. That's pretty awesome. But we're going to focus on this one here, example clip 12/1 today. So if we open that up, here's an example clip we're going to work with. This is, I don't know, I shot this a few years ago at a sale. This is Boyd just kind of wrapping up a nice little section. So just like the inslate, you'll just right click and download that sucker. And yep, download anyway. Here we go. And so that clip, I don't know, it's about 1 minute and 30 seconds or so. And that was actually shot in 24 frames a second. So, but with this program that we're going to be using, it won't matter. That's one of the beauties of the program. It will spit out and take any type of format you're looking at. All right, so yeah, here's Boyd. He's
Yeah.
Here I'm shooting this on a a cinema camera, so I'm zooming and so what it is he's just assessing the sale. And what we're going to do is clean up that clip at the front and the back, and then add an in slate, the first thing that we just pulled in. So I'm going to quit QuickTime Player here. If you're on a PC, you won't even have QuickTime open up. Okay, so we're pretty much done with the Google Drive part of this. So this would be a situation where you can access Google Drive anywhere, if you've got a pretty decent internet connection. So that was the idea is, if somebody is on site somewhere, or, if there's remote, if somebody is going to be remote editing these things, Google Drive is just a great central location to grab your stuff and make your own folders here and categorize. So that's going to be the end of the Google Drive part. So I'm going to hide that. And now we're going to introduce the actual program. So I'm going to take my clip of Boyd out of my downloads, and it's called example clip. And I'm just going to put that right over there. Okie doke. So the program, all right, it's called Shotcut, and the best way to get that sucker is just get on your favorite browser and just look up Shotcut. And now it's already going to fill it in because I've already looked at it before, but it's shotcut.org. And so if you click on that, this is what this is what it's going to kind of look like right here. Now you just go to download up here. It's a free program. Pay no attention to any of the spam stuff that goes around here. You're only concerned about where it says download, current version, and it will know if you're on a PC or a Mac. See, it knows that I'm on a Mac right here. So hey, we think you're on a Mac. And then right down here, this is where you're going to want to download these. Any one of these. There's Site 1, FossHub, Site 2. These are just, I guess, ping points. So basically, you just click on one of those for the DMG. Boom, I clicked on that, and a little awesome animation there. It's starting to download it into my downloads down here. So I'm just going to let that go. It's not a huge file. It's, I don't know, it's only 200 and something meg, I think. So I'm going to minimize that. I'm going to go to my downloads, and here it is. So I'm going to throw this onto my desktop and get rid of this window. All right, so it's just like downloading any other program. We'll just double click on that. All right, it's verifying. It's going to open it up, and then it'll ask you, it might ask you for a password to download it. There we go. So here it is. If you're on a Mac, this is what it'll look like. PC will be a little bit different. It's just going to basically ask you to download it. But if you're on a Mac, I guess the easiest way to do it is to take this and drag it into that folder, applications, right there. So so that's how easy it is on a Mac. And if you're having problems with PC, let me know. But it's pretty straightforward on there as well. Just the steps on downloading and opening up an application. So we got about, what, 5 seconds or so left on that. So I'm going to go open up another window, viewfinder window, and I'm going to go to applications, and that's going to populate down here somewhere as soon as that is downloading. Internet's decent right here. It's not that bad. Yeah, 231 megabytes. So, okay. So it looks like I have got that now. Shotcut. There it is. Okay. All right. So here we go. We're going to open this thing up. Hopefully my laptop won't start smoking. So yeah, if you open it up for the first time, it's just going to verify it. And then it will ask you, if you want to open it. Yep. And I think it only does that one time, like the first time you open it up. So, all right. So it's opening right now. I'm going to get rid of some of these windows for cluttering. Okay, so here's the window. Here it is. It might look a little bit confusing or weird, but I'm telling you, this is one of the easiest programs for what we're going to be doing, and it's not bad. So anywhere you see all these little dots, like there's little dots here, that's where you can just grab your cursor and kind of drag windows. Like, so I can drag this window and this window and all of this good stuff. So like that. So like if you have, a huge screen, you can really maximize that if you like. So anyway, let me get rid of this window. Let me minimize that. There we go. Okay. So first things first is pay no attention to like all of the presets and playlists. Right then I had it on this export tab right here. I think it just remembers the last thing that you were on. I don't know, what I kind of like to have it on is this playlist tab here, but it's not a huge deal. You don't really have to worry about those. What you really need to do, like first off, is where it says new project right here. This is where we're going to be working in. So it's basically saying, hey, you're doing something new. Where would you like me to put it? So if you click on this project folder, I don't know, what you could do is, like on Apple and stuff, they have like movie tabs and stuff like that. That's fine. It's really just wherever you want to put it. I would suggest either your desktop, make a folder there, or movies, or wherever, but you just need to know where to put this project file. So I've already created this this session 3 right here. I'm actually gonna just create another one. New folder. I'm just gonna say 3 p.m. session. Bing bong. Here we go. All right. So now that's where that file is going to be. So basically, you just told Shotcut where you're going to save this project. And most of these clips that are going to be sent in, these are kind of like one-offs, So it's not like you're going to have to really save a whole bunch of stuff. You can delete this after you're done with it, at least the project files. So let's see. Okay, so we already set that. Next thing we need to do is project name. All right, what do you want to name it? So I'll just say session tree at 3 p.m. How about that? And then, and everything here, automatic, fine. You don't have to do anything. Don't worry about it. And I think if you press the start button right here, that will go ahead and basically create your project. Now it's ready for anything you feed it. So it's hungry. We need to feed it clips. So how do we import our slate that we got from the Google Drive and the example clip from the Google Drive? We've got 2 separate clips we want to import. So really, you just go up here to open file, click on that, and then it will just open up to where you want to grab your clips. So this is where, if I created a folder and I put them on there in my desktop, that'd be kind of easy to find, like just clipping on a folder. But in this case, I know that the clip is called example clip. So that would be this right here. We also wanted the BH plus in slate. So gonna press my command key and click on that so I can get both of them at the same time. Now the next step, the big step right here, is just kind of highlighting Boyd right here. This is your actual clip that has content. So what you're going to do is click and drag it and pull it down into the timeline and let it go. And so boom, that'll populate your timeline. So now you have the clip in the timeline. What I like to do is to be able to see the entire clip. Right now, you know that there's more to this clip. So how can I see the whole thing? Well, you go up in between these two magnifying glasses, just take that slider and pull it down a little bit to the left, and it will, see, now you can see the whole thing. That's the whole clip now. So yeah, just work with where you can see the entire clip. I kind of like to do it around this area. And so now we're going to do some heavy lifting. We don't necessarily need the slate right now. We're just going to work with this clip. Now, I'm just going to kind of scrub through this a little bit. You can press play, like how I like to do this on most video editors. Play and stop is your space bar. So as long as you're down here and this is selected, you can press your space bar and it'll play.
Sure. So, okay, Boyd, can you just assess the overall 3 days compared to 4 days last year? How the field was here?
So I pressed my space bar again and I stopped it. So Boyd, so there was a question there. Hey, Boyd, can you tell us this? And so what you can do is get that. And if you see this down here, this is your waveform. This is all your audio, right? So this is your waveform audio. You can tell the person right here is kind of a smaller peaks here. That's somebody else talking. And when Boyd starts talking, they get a lot bigger here. So I can visually see where Boyd is getting ready to talk. So what I want to do is just put my cursor, and you just drag with your mouse. You just pull that playhead and put it right before he starts talking. Now, a way to cut this is go ahead and honestly, you want to click and drag and pull it. Now, sometimes that works great, but sometimes it gets a little laggy. So what you could do is pull it to the right a little bit, the whole clip, and then put your playhead right before he starts to talk, right around in there. And then I'm not pressing anything. I'm just hovering my cursor head over this, and it turns to 2 arrows. And I'm just going to click and drag it. And now it's trimming all that fat off the front there. So, okay, so now if I play it,
I think overall,
it starts out with him talking. So I'm going to click and pull that all the way to the beginning here where it's zeros. So I know that that's the first thing it's going to play. So I'm going to put my cursor back here and play it.
I think overall, from start to finish, we had a solid and consistent mark.
All right, that looks pretty good. Sounds pretty good. And so I want to, you've already reviewed this and he sounds great and you're like, oh, this will be great. It's one great clip. So we want to look at the end of it and see if we can find a good ending. So
it's a real good, solid, legitimate marketplace.
Okay, so that was a pretty good ending right there. So I'm just going to play that one more time.
Buyers will have come in the shop here as well because consigners are realistic setting the reserves because it's the last year until the year. So it's a real good, solid, legitimate marketplace. And definitely being the last.
All right, so I'm just going to take that playhead and put it right after he stops talking, right around in there. And then same thing. If you hover over the end, you'll see the 2 arrows. So just click and drag and just let go when it hits that. All right, so now we have a nicely trimmed clip. And so here, go back to project here. Okay, so we've trimmed our clip. Now all we need to do is put our end slate on the end of it.
Hey, JD, let me ask you a quick question, bud.
Sure.
So if you hold on a second, I think I may have just answered my own question here. Got it. Okay. There on.
Sorry,
You good.
I'm lost. I'm sorry about this. I tried highlighting and cutting, and then it didn't seem to work. I'm not sure what I did wrong here, but I tried to go move the little the white thingy line, and then I went to hit clip, and it seemed to do a whole nother thing. So,
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna
use the scissors.
Did you hit the scissors, or did you
I
hit
think
a
so. Let
button?
me try it again. So I hit the scissors.
Oh,
and then I went
no. We're not hitting scissors. We're just using our mouse, a cursor. So instead of hitting buttons or anything like that, I'm just gonna take, like, here. I'll just start here.
Oh, so you're just using the lines. You're not actually hitting anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Maybe that's my issue.
Here's a
All
trick,
right.
though. Here's a trick. Like, at least on a Mac, you need to drag the whole clip to the right a little bit, and then cut off that first part. So instead of it being like butted up to 0, 0, 0, pull it over to the right a little bit, and it helps out the program trim the beginning. So now you see my arrows kind of doing that. I'm just going to click and drag. Boop, right there. That's good. And then don't forget just to pull that clip all the way back to the zeros again. It's the quickest way to do it, honestly. Is that working for you?
I'm going to have to fiddle with it. I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay. Let's see. Hang on. Let me grab this.
So how do you get the one at the end? Is it where do you drag that from, the line from?
Okay, yeah. So
you go from the opposite side?
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's just if you hover your mouse over the line, you'll see a red, and red means it's the end of the clip. And your cursor, instead of a hand, it will turn into double arrows. So that's where you're going to. Just. So I like to put my playhead where I'm going to stop it. So I put it right around in there, and then I just click and drag to the playhead. So I'm clicking, dragging to the left, and there you go. Did that work?
JD, when I downloaded, I've got the two things up top. So I've got the Inslate and Boyd up in the thumbnail section there. When I brought Boyd down to the bottom, when I scrunch it, I guess, so I can see everything, it already has the Inslate there on the piece.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I think both of the clips, when you dragged them down, were selected. So it just pulled both of them at the same time. It's no big deal. That works too. That works too.
Okay.
Yeah. But this way you're just working with one clip at a time. So just like you can just highlight one instead of both. So and the last part of it, I hope this doesn't stop. I've got less than a minute left. If so, we'll join back again. But we've gone through a lot of stuff. We've gone through importing and trimming. The only thing left is just pulling and dragging that Inslate and just letting it click to the end of it. And so this is kind of how it'll look.
JD, if you put in the Inslate twice, is it possible to delete one of them?
Yeah. So if you have two Inslates in your timeline, you can just highlight the one you don't want and just click delete. It should go right away. Nothing's damaged. It's all non-linear.
Hey, JD, I got a question. I mean, we were editing these things from either end of a clip. If you have something and, let's say you're in the middle of an interview and like suddenly the trainer gets distracted and he's like talking to the groom or something and there's a window in the middle of that. He says something really great at the beginning. He says something really great at the end, but he got distracted in the middle. How would you cut something out from the middle?
Yeah, that was one thing that I was going to cover. Today I was just trying to see if we couldn't like shave off the front and back, but it's really not a big step. I can show you guys how to do that. So instead of scissors, you would think it's the scissors, It's actually right next to your magnifying. And if you hover over it, it'll say split at playhead. So that's your friend right here, these two little anchors images. So let's just say, his waveform right here, his audio waveform, he said something right here. You've already listened to it, and you want to cut it right there. So you just click right here. I'm going to click, boom. So now if I move my playhead around over here, you can see that there is definitely a split. That's a cut. And let's say you wanted to just cut out everything to like this point right here. Well, you can click that again and then highlight and delete it, or you can just take your cursor, and this is usually what I would do most of the time, and just click and drag to that spot. And so we're there now. Now what you would need to do is pull your stuff back, boom, and then boom, just like that. So now we've cut out a section of what he was talking about. Now, if you want to go back, just it's Command Z, just like anything else. So if you Command Z, it will undo what you just did. So you can just keep doing that, and now we're back to where we started from on this. So that's how you trim the front and back. That's how you put on that end slate. And really the only other thing right now that we'd want to know how to do is just to export it. Okay, so now how do we make a video of this? Okay, so what you would need to do is just go up to what I like to say is export, this export tab. And I like to click on that. Now, don't be alarmed by all this stuff that you see on the end. You don't have to know any of this. Really, all you need to click is default. Default's going to spit it out in H.264 and exactly what we want. So you really don't have to do anything else on that. And so when you want to go to export, hang on.
What if you're not seeing export tab? I'm not seeing an export tab. Where would that be?
Yeah, I don't see it either.
Oh, okay. So right here, do you see my do you have the playlist tab, filters, properties?
Yes, I have that. I don't have what's right of your properties, but
I didn't either at first, but Byron, if you look at the very top above Boyd's head, there's a little export icon at the very top.
Yeah.
Oh, I see
yeah.
a little
Up
disc
here.
looking thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So that does it. Okay, now I see it. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no worries. And that's good to know because I
Hold on, I don't see it either.
Okay.
So look up. It's near jobs and history. It's in between history and jobs. It's an icon on the same
very top.
Looks like a CD.
Same column as open file or row.
So is anybody having issues with PC where Shotcut keeps shutting down?
Is it crashing?
No.
Yeah.
Okay. It could be your video card too. It might just be overloading it.
Now, when I open it back up, it retrieves it.
That's good. Yeah, I think it's got an auto save on it, I believe.
Yeah, yeah. It pulls back up. But
Good. Okay. And then, so let's see. Yeah, so if you get that and then you say export file. So is everybody seeing this now? Like if you don't have the export tab down here, then yeah, go up to that disk up here. Now, once you click on that disk, are you able to see, is everything the same here? Do you see like the export file, reset, advanced, those tabs?
I do.
Yes.
Good. And just make sure your default is selected up here, not a GIF or not any of these. Just go default. That's where you want at the top left there. And really the only thing to know now is just to press the export file. This little guy right here. Once you just make sure there's no gaps down here. A lot of times you want to just play it back from the beginning and just to make sure there's no glitches or anything. And then once everything's good in your timeline, go to your export, click your default, and then you're ready to rock. It's export file. And so on a Mac, it just automatically pops this up, says, okay, where do you want to put this? So for me, I'm just going to do the desktop. So, and then I'm just going to name it something. Boyd. Session 3. Or actually, here's what we should name it, honestly, is do your initials or your name. Because we can all use this to put into the folder. That's the last step, is to put it back into Google Drive folder. So JD session 3. There you go. That's cool. And so desktop, and I'm going to save it. And so as soon as you press save and tell it where to go, you'll see this. It's basically telling you how long it's going to take and how far it's gone already. So depending on your computer, it can probably compress it pretty quickly. Right now it's saying mine is, 15, 20% done, and it's going to take about 2 minutes almost to do that. So, I mean, that's not too bad for a free program, on the internet. But if you're talking like apples to oranges, I mean, like Premiere or Avid, it would take not much less than that. So really, this is doing pretty well. Now this is only like a 1.5 minute clip. So if you're thinking, hey, I've got this great clip and it's 4 minutes long or 3 minutes long, it's just going to take that much longer. But I get it. I mean, if it's great content, it's great content. But really, what we're just trying to do is get like a minute or so, 2 maybe, kind of teaser raw clips like this. So it's doing its thing. On my laptop, my fans are just spinning up. It's saying, "Oh my God, I'm working pretty hard here." Well, plus I'm recording the screen, doing a live stream too. So my laptop, it's a MacBook Pro, and I don't know, it's probably 5 years old. So it's able to do it, but yeah, it's the fans are coming on. That's not a big deal. So what it's going to do is spit it out on my desktop. And here's where it is. So right now you're just getting a kind of a thumbnail. You can tell it's not finished yet. Oh, look at that.
Nope.
So
Shit.
it just changed. So now it's complete. So this is my rendition of it. This is mine. So what I will do is just press I'll just play it. So
I think overall, from start to finish, we had a solid and consistent marketplace, which I think is what you're hoping for in October.
does he say the same thing like
it's not going to be typically a sell.
every year? I love Boyd. He's great. Okay, so I know I'm just gonna to make sure. I'm just gonna kind of drag down here to make sure my thing went on. So it looks like it.
So. Reserves because it's the last year ain't sell of the year, so it's a real good, solid, legitimate marketplace.
Okay, and look, there it is, and it's done. So your only other step really is to drag it onto a folder so anybody can get it, or it will be the process of just uploading it to Brightcove, and that's another session, honestly. I haven't used Brightcove in a while, but that would
JD, will you go into that 12.1 edited clips folder?
Yes, good. Yeah, so I
Okay.
look at that.
There you go.
Tim, that's awesome, Tim. Yeah, so that's where you put it. Tim's got it covered here. It's 12, 1, 20 edited clips, and just open that bad boy up and just drag it in there.
And so why isn't Boyd's head showing on mine rather than just the clip folder? Is it still processing?
Yeah, yep, it's still
Okay.
processing. It'll take a minute for it to fully process. And that was on our Google session. That was one of those things was like, you could click, say if I clicked on this right now, yeah, sometimes it won't even play it. But then if you click on it, and it's like low resolution, so I'll click on this one. Now I know that this is high resolution because I'm looking down here at the settings wheel, and it's already saying HD. But to double check, you can see it's 1080p right there, so you know it's full resolution already. So it's ready to go. It just takes a little bit for it to process, and you can refresh your page. But Google's pretty good at just doing it on the fly, so it might just refresh right in front of your eyes. But yeah, it'll take a second for it to process. But once it's processed and you see that full thumbnail, it's ready to go. Just let me know if you have any more questions right now, and yeah, if not. Great job, everybody. I think we're off to a good start on this.